Hi. So the person that I plan to assess is a child that is 4 years old or almost 5, and he's been diagnosed with autism. For this student in particular, I have a couple behaviors that I would like to target. There's many behaviors, but the specific ones I'd like to target for this student is his refusal. When he refuses to do work, he tends to um, elope, and if it's something that he doesn't want to do, he elopes or he tantrums. And those are the behaviors that I'd like to target. Just those three is to limit the refusals, to limit the eloping, and to limit the tantruming. He has a lot of other behaviors like the shorter attention span, but at this point I would like to at least limit the tantruming. So those are the behaviors that I would like to target for this student. This student in particular has typical behaviors of a child with autism. He lacks the social interaction, he lacks the eye contact, his language is very limited. He does have language, but he doesn't use it, especially when he escalates, when he begins to get upset. He loses all access to language. He cannot communicate anything. He just will tantrum, elope. He has a lot of refusals, and he definitely needs sameness. His schedule needs to be the same every day because he remembers what it was. Even from last year, he remembered what it was. So it's very important for us to keep a very consistent schedule for him. The person that I plan to interview is the speech and language pathologist on my school site. And she is new this year, and we just began collaborating. The speech and language therapist is a critical and vital role in this student's success. Especially after reading all the information I did this week, I do plan on making sure that we collaborate on a weekly basis on his progress, what is working, what is not working. It's so important for us to communicate this because what I'm seeing in the class may be different than what they're seeing in the speech room. So it is very critical that we collaborate with one another. The things that we may want to collaborate is what's working in the class and what's working in speech. I have seen a progression of his staying on task when he has fidgets and things like that. So that is information that we need to communicate with one another, and it's critical that we collaborate with one another. The student that I will be assessing is in my classroom, so that will make it very convenient to be able to assess the student, and the speech and language therapist is right across the way, so I will be setting up a meeting with her. I typically talk to her at least once or twice a week, communicating the needs of my students already, but I will be planning to set up a special time to interview her and to understand how we could meet the needs of the student better, to target and limit those refusals and those eloping and tantruming behaviors, because those are the most important to me right now. The attention span will be next, but I want him to communicate more and tell me what he wants instead of refusing and running out of the room. So those are the things that I want to look at for this student, and I look forward to interviewing the speech and language therapist, and I look forward to the progress that we make.